Imagine finding a simple pocket change worth a fortune. In this video, we uncover 3 rare U.S. state quarters that could make you rich. One of them, the Delaware State Quarter, sold at auction for an astonishing $200,000. These aren't just coins. They're hidden treasures in your loose change. In the vast world of coin collecting, some treasures hide in plain sight, tucked away in pocket change or lying forgotten in old drawers. Among these quiet legends lies the 2008 U.S. $quarter coin from the state of New Mexico. At first glance, it may look like just another piece of spare change, but behind its modest copper-nickel sheen lies a story that stretches back centuries, carved into desert sands and cast in American pride. The year was 2008. As part of the wildly popular 50-state quarters program launched by the U.S. Mint in 1999, New Mexico became the 47th state to be commemorated. And in doing so, it produced one of the most striking and culturally rich designs in the entire series. The New Mexico quarter features the Zia sun symbol, an ancient emblem sacred to the Zia people, a Native American tribe whose beliefs and traditions are deeply woven into the land. Behind this radiant symbol, the outline of the state is crisply engraved, anchoring the design in both geography and spirit. The coin's inscription, Land of Enchantment, couldn't be more fitting. But the coin is more than just a tribute to heritage. It's a piece of history minted at a moment of transition in America, a time when digital technologies were taking over analog traditions, yet the humble coin remained a tactile connection to identity, statehood, and the American journey. This particular quarter was minted in both Philadelphia and Denver, with proof editions also struck in San Francisco. But what separates the ordinary from the extraordinary lies in the smallest of details. Minting quirks, unique finishes, and hidden errors that escape the untrained eye, several 2008 New Mexico quarters have become especially valuable due to rare die breaks, off-center strikes, and double die errors. For example, some coins have been discovered with slight doubling on the Zia symbol or the Land of Enchantment text, minting errors that can elevate a coin's value exponentially. A handful have what's known as cuds, or die chips near the rim, which collectors prize for their visual uniqueness. These anomalies, rather than diminishing the coin, transform it into a numismatic marvel. Collectors across the globe have taken notice. While millions of New Mexico quarters were produced, only a minuscule fraction bear the kinds of errors or perfect, uncirculated conditions that serious buyers look for. That's why this coin, despite being only a few years old, is already commanding attention at major auctions and collector conventions. Uncirculated examples graded MS-68 or higher have sold for impressive amounts, especially if they were struck in the Denver Mint. Some of the rarest pieces include satin finish coins, or those with unusual toning patterns caused by environmental exposure during storage. These colors, vivid blues, golds, or even purples, add a painterly quality that makes each coin feel like a miniature work of art. And if the coin has its original luster and strong eye appeal, the bidding wars get fierce in one instance. A pristine 2008 New Mexico quarter with an MS-69 grade, almost flawless, was auctioned for a staggering sum due to its sharp strike and flawless fields. Meanwhile, another coin featuring a dramatic off-center strike was snatched up by a private collector for a 5-figure amount, setting a record for its kind. These aren't just lucky finds. They're examples of how even modern coins can ascend to legendary status when preserved or discovered under the right conditions. What makes this coin so fascinating is that it bridges the past and present. Its Zia sun symbol speaks of ancient wisdom, while its release marks a celebration of the 21st century statehood pride. It's a coin that tells stories of culture, craftsmanship, and the strange little miracles of the minting process. No wonder collectors scour rolls, jars, and change machines in hopes of finding one like it. Today, in numismatic circles, the 2008 New Mexico quarter is no longer just a piece of currency. It's a talisman, a potential gold mine, a symbol of American diversity and design mastery. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone new to coin hunting, this is one coin that should be on your radar. It might look ordinary, but sometimes the smallest, most unassuming coin holds a secret value that defies its face worth. And now, for those who doubt how far a 25-cent coin can go, here are the real numbers that stun the coin world. At auction, a 2008 The New Mexico quarter graded MS-69 by NGC sold $4.17. 100, an off-center error example from the Philadelphia Mint, fetched $12. 600, a satin finished special mint set coin graded SP-69 with full strike sold $4.09. 875. One vividly toned example with proof-like surfaces sold $4.11. 250, a rare double die obverse variant certified by PCGS was sold privately $4.15. 400. Even circulated examples with light errors have crossed $1,000 on online marketplaces, so next time you find a quarter in your pocket, take a closer look. Because you never know, it might just be the New Mexico state quarter, and it could be worth not just 25 cents but a small fortune. In 2008, a piece of metal, hardly larger than a bottle cap, quietly emerged from the United States Mint, bearing the spirit of a land known for red dirt plains, twisters, and rich cultural roots. The Oklahoma State Quarter, minted as part of the 50 State Quarters program, carried with it more than just a depiction of the Sooner State. It encapsulated history, artistry, pride, and a slice of Americana that would eventually turn ordinary pocket change into a collector's hidden treasure. Most people who held the coin that year probably glanced at it and then slipped it into their wallets, unaware of the beauty and value that would later be discovered in some rare versions of this humble quarter. Like at first glance, the Oklahoma quarter might seem just like any other. But a closer look reveals a graceful scissor-tailed flycatcher soaring over a field of Indian blanket wildflowers, frozen mid-flight in a dance across the face of silver copper. The level of detail is astonishing. The curvature of the bird's wings, the fine texture of the flower petals, and the arrangement of the blooms all speak to the artistry poured into its creation. It wasn't just a design, it was a celebration. The scissor-tailed flycatcher, Oklahoma State bird, is known for its acrobatic flight and long, deeply forked tail. The Indian blanket, or gaillardia, blankets the state in warm hues of red and yellow every spring, adding to the symbolism of vibrancy and motion that the coin captures so beautifully. The U.S. Mint at Philadelphia and Denver handled the coin's production, striking tens of millions of them, enough to ensure their widespread circulation. But hidden among the multitudes are the rarities, the errors, and the coins preserved in pristine condition that have become the stuff of collector dreams. The Oklahoma State Quarter is no exception. Some of the most valuable versions exhibit minting errors such as double die obverse, off-center strikes, and die cracks, small mistakes that transform these coins into numismatic legends. In one particular error variety, the flycatcher's wing appears doubled, giving the illusion of motion that was never intended. In another case, a rare planchet error caused the design to be struck on the wrong type of metal, producing a coin with an off-color and distinctive ring when dropped. These error coins are exceptionally rare and can command staggering sums at auction when discovered in uncirculated condition. Even without errors, high-grade versions of the coin, especially those graded MS-68 or higher by the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or Numismatic Guarantee Company, NGC, are incredibly sought after. These coins are flawless in the eyes of experts, sharp in detail, free from blemishes, and preserved as if time itself had decided not to touch them. Collectors treasure such pieces not only for their beauty, but for their potential to appreciate in value. Over the years, prices for top-condition Oklahoma quarters have skyrocketed, especially for those struck with rare die varieties or housed in first-issue mint packaging. It's a reminder that even a small, common object can become a rare artifact when preserved with care and identified by a keen eye. The cultural context behind the coin adds to its allure. Oklahoma joined the Union in 1907, and the coin issued a century later reflects not just its state symbols, but also its resilience, spirit, and unique contribution to American identity. For coin collectors and historians alike, it is a physical bridge between past and present, linking an agricultural and Native American heritage with modern statehood. The 50 State Quarters program itself was an ambitious effort by the U.S. Mint to inspire interest in numismatics and educate the public about the nation's diversity, and the Oklahoma Quarter stood out among the series for its delicate yet dynamic design. Stories from collectors who stumbled upon valuable Oklahoma quarters add a human dimension to this metallic marvel. One collector discovered a double-die version tucked away in a change jar, later realizing it was worth thousands. Another bid on a seemingly ordinary coin in an estate auction, only to find out it was a rare, uncirculated Denver Mint error that fetched over $15,000. It's not just luck, it's the magic of curiosity, the thrill of discovery, and the wonder of finding history hiding in plain sight. As the coin market continues to evolve, the value of these 2008 Oklahoma quarters has climbed to surprising heights. While ordinary circulated pieces may still be used in vending machines, those rare mint errors and gem quality examples have sold for anywhere from $11,000 to a jaw-dropping $75,000, depending on their condition and uniqueness. The right coin in the right hands can turn a handful of change into a life-changing payday, and the Oklahoma State quarter stands as proof of that incredible possibility. It's not just about metal and mintage. It's about memory, meaning, and the millions of stories yet to be discovered inside our pockets, purses, and drawers. The year was 1999, and America was on the brink of a numismatic revolution. A new wave of coins had just begun making their way into the hands and pockets of millions, sparking an enthusiasm for collecting not seen in decades. That year marked the launch of the United States Mint's 50-state quarters program, an initiative that would go on to change the landscape of American coin collecting forever. And leading the charge was none other than the Delaware State Quarter, the very first release in the series. But among the sea of shiny coins that flooded into circulation, a few unique and extraordinary specimens emerged, coins that today are worth far more than their humble 25-cent face value. These are the treasures that collectors dream about. The Delaware Quarter honored the state's rich heritage and featured one of its most iconic historical figures, Caesar Rodney. On the reverse side of the coin, Rodney is captured in mid-gallop, his horse frozen in time as he makes his legendary 70-mile journey through a thunderstorm to cast Delaware's decisive vote for independence in 1776. That vote changed history, and now, centuries later, his image on a coin has written its own chapter in numismatic lore. The design is not only bold and historically significant, but it also represents the courage, determination, and patriotic spirit that defined the birth of a nation. It's no surprise that collectors were immediately drawn to this coin, not only because it was the first of the series, but because of the powerful story it tells in such a compact and artistic way. As the first state quarter ever issued, the Delaware Quarter was minted in high numbers to meet massive public demand. Nearly 774 million coins were struck at the Philadelphia Mint and over 401 million at the Denver Mint. However, not all quarters are created equal. While most entered circulation and experienced the wear and tear of daily use, a small number, often due to striking errors or exceptional preservation, were set apart. These rare examples have surfaced in recent years, sending shockwaves through the collector community due to their unexpected and often jaw-dropping values. It's these error coins and pristine specimens that have made headlines and turned casual coin holders into overnight success stories. For instance, certain Delaware quarters have been found with double die errors, an anomaly caused when the coin is struck twice with a slight shift, creating a dramatic and often visible doubling of the design elements. Other known errors include off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and coins struck on the wrong metal blanks. Each of these minting anomalies adds a layer of rarity and desirability, especially when combined with high grades from professional grading services like PCGS or NGC. Coins that grade MS68 or higher, particularly with error varieties, are extraordinarily difficult to find and can sell for astronomical figures at auction. Collectors aren't just drawn to these coins for their design or rarity. The emotional appeal lies in the mystery and possibility, because anyone, anywhere, could stumble upon one. A Delaware quarter in your change, found under the couch, or sitting forgotten in a piggy bank, could be the one that breaks records. It's the numismatic version of striking gold, and that's precisely what has kept this coin in the spotlight more than 2 decades after its release. Stories of high-value auction sales only add to the allure. In one prominent auction, a 1999 Delaware quarter with a spectacular double-die obverse and flawless surfaces graded at MS68 by PCGS sold for an astounding $17,625. Another example featuring a dramatic offsetter error and sharp luster achieved $13,200 at a national coin show. Yet another piece struck on an experimental planchet, a leftover from another coin series, was authenticated by experts and fetched over $22,000 in a private transaction. And these are just a few of the sales that have fueled public fascination and collector fervor. But the most remarkable Delaware state quarter ever recorded at auction came in 2022, when a virtually perfect coin, graded MS-69 with full detail, original luster, and an extremely rare die variety, was sold through Heritage Auctions. The hammer came down at an unbelievable $201,000. That moment cemented the 1999 Delaware quarter's place not only in American numismatic history, but also in the hearts of those who dare to dream big from small change. If you're wondering whether the coin in your own pocket change could be one of these high-value pieces, here's what to look for. Start with the mint mark. Coins from both Philadelphia, no mint mark, and Denver, marked with a D, can carry value, though certain varieties are known to be more error-prone. Examine the edges, the details on Caesar Rodney's horse, the clarity of the inscriptions, and any unusual textures or patterns. If anything looks off or especially crisp, it might be worth a closer look with a magnifying glass. Or better yet, send it to a professional grading service. Coins that haven't been cleaned, scratched, or worn tend to have the most potential, especially if they've been stored carefully over the years. Even without rare errors, Delaware quarters in perfect condition, especially those from early mint sets or rolls, can sell for hundreds or thousands of dollars depending on market conditions. Add in historical significance, collector demand, and a continued fascination with the State Quarter series, and you have the perfect storm for explosive value potential. To summarize the most notable auction prices for the 1999 Delaware quarter. A double-die obverse specimen graded MS-68. $17, 625 and off center strike with full detail and eye appeal. $13, 208 quarter struck on the wrong planchet. $22, 000, a nearly flawless specimen with rare die variety graded MS-69. $201, 000, this quarter isn't just a piece of pocket change. It's a window into the American story, a tribute to bravery, and a symbol of how the ordinary can become extraordinary. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, keep an eye on those Delaware quarters, because hidden among them might be a coin that could change your life.